Hi guys, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Have you ever had this problem with your chainsaw where the pull cord breaks out like this? Well, if you have, keep watching because today I'm going to show you how to replace the pull cord in your chainsaw. And as you can see here, today I'll be working on a Stihl MS250 chainsaw. So to start this job, you're going to need a T27 torque screwdriver. And here I have one made by Stihl, and here's the part number in case you want to get one for yourself. And on this saw there's going to be 4 torque screws that need to be removed. There's one over here, one right here, and 2 at the back here. So you want to get them all off. And you may also find it easier to work on your chainsaw on its side like that. And when you remove this screw here, you may have the small metal insert come out with it. That's okay. Make sure you don't lose this part here. And now you can just separate the recoil from the chainsaw. Here's the inside of the recoil, and here's the inside of the chainsaw. As you can see, it's going to need a good cleaning before it's put back together. So now the first thing I'm going to do is remove the rope from inside the pulley here. And you can grab the knot here with a pair of needle nose pliers. I'm not cutting the rope because I want to measure it with the new one so that I use the same length again. And now you'll want to grab the handle and remove the rope from inside of it right here. So I've measured out a new rope with the old one. I tried the best I could because it is a bit damaged. It was hard to actually see the actual length, but it's better to cut out a bit longer of a rope, and then if you have too much you can always trim it later. It's better than having too short of a rope in your recoil assembly and then having to redo it all over again. And by the way, I'm using a number 4 starter rope to repair this. And anytime I cut a new rope, what I do is I melt the end just slightly. Watch your fingers doing this. And what this does is it prevents the ends of the rope from fraying. Keeps it all intact. And I used a barbecue starter to do this. Now what you want to do at this point is insert the rope in the small hole over here so that it comes out over here where the rope used to be with the knot. So insert it through the rotor. There you can see the rope coming out. And now you can grab it with a pair of pliers and pull it out. And now at the end of this rope you just want to make a simple knot, just like this. And I'm going to pull on it with my pliers just to make sure it's extra tight. And now before I pull the rope back in the rotor, I'm just going to melt the end of the rope just to make it extra secure so the knot doesn't come undone. And now I'm just going to flatten it out. I'm going to do it on my workbench. So it's going to end up looking like this. And now you can pull the rope. And you want to push the knot right inside the hole. You don't want the knot sticking out. And now what you need to do is grab the end of the rope and you want to insert it through the exit hole over here. And at this other end you want to put in the handle. On this handle you just stick it back through here. And it's going to come out over here. And now I'll make a knot at this end as well. Just basically make the same kind of knot you made at the other end of the rope. And again, I'm going to melt the end and squish it a bit. And here it is. I find that this helps the knot from coming undone. And now just pull the rope so the knot goes inside the handle. And pull on it with both hands just to make sure everything's nice and secure. Now at this point I've got the recoil and the rope isn't going back into the recoil assembly, so this is the next step that I'm going to show you how to do. Just turn it over like this, pull a bit of the rope out, and now turn clockwise. You're going to feel a bit of resistance because the spring is actually getting tensioned when I do this. So I've gone 1 turn, 2 turns, and 3 turns. And I'm going to let it go back with the rope. It's going to recoil the rope as it goes back in. And obviously 3 turns isn't enough because the whole rope isn't back in. So just repeat the process until you find that the rope is tight enough for you. So I'll try 2 more turns on top of the other turns. So 1, 2, and I'm going to let it go back in. And the rope is still a bit loose, so I'm going to go 1 more turn. And now that looks nice and tight, it's going to retract very easily when you start the chainsaw. You don't want to put too much tension on the cord because you can end up busting the spring inside. And by the way, the cord is approximately 36 inches long in this recoil. Now since this chainsaw is so dirty, I'm going to clean it before I reinstall the recoil, and I'm also going to clean the recoil assembly as well. And to do this today, I'll be using an air compressor with a blowgun. And always make sure to wear safety glasses when you do this. And sometimes after I'm done air blowing it, if there's still a lot of dirt, I'll use a parts washer or some old gas and a paintbrush and just clean it right off. It does a really good job. But be careful doing this if you use old gas, because any spark could ignite it on fire. So be extra cautious. So now that I'm done cleaning the parts, I'm just going to lube the rotor here a little bit. Just going to put a bit of oil here on the shaft here. This is where all the parts rub together. What I'm using today is a bit of motor oil mixed with transmission oil. You don't need much, just a little bit. And I'm going to reinstall it. So to do that, just shove it underneath here. Remember that the screw with the little insert goes where the brake handle is over here. And then you've got 3 other screws, 1 here, 1 there, and 1 over here. A good tip to keep in mind when you put the recoil back on is you want to tighten up the screws evenly, so crisscross, go from here to there, there to here. This makes sure that the recoil goes on nice and flush. And now that it's all back together, what you want to do is try it out to make sure that she runs good and that the recoil is working great. So thanks again for watching, guys. If you watch this video, you're going to be able to repair your Stihl MS250 pull cord. If your chainsaw is slightly different, the procedure may be different, but it will be very similar and you will still be able to do it yourself. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.